As always, define those travels, chat. Define them as you can. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Goglings. Welcome, Gogorifics, Gog Peoples, Gog-O-Lights, Gogledites, Gog Peoples. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 146 of Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elleron, and it is my great pleasure to be with all of you today as we continue with Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we close in on episode 150 of Pen and Pixels, which is going to be, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something. But this is the show, of course, where we focus on story and narrative in games, and I am very excited to be here, as always, with all of you. I am looking forward to today as we continue with Pathfinder Kingmaker. Before I get more into that, I do want to remind everybody about ways to support the stream. Please make sure to check out the channel itself by following the channel. That is always a good thing. Please, if you haven't done so already, please consider supporting the channel by subbing to the channel, because that is always much appreciated, and you can get these awesome DRM free emotes and stuff like that to use. That's always a good thing. And please, if you have not already done so, please consider checking out our individual streams as well. A lot of us have individual Patreons and subsystems and all that kind of good stuff, so definitely want to make sure you're here to check that out. I want to thank Fress War, who was just here before me streaming. Thank you, sir, as always. And remember that in 3 hours, I'll be with you here till 7 p.m. Eastern, at which point I will give way to Dango Kitty and Lovelust Games, who will be playing Staxel. So they will be Staxeling it up with Dango and Lovelust together. You think that they are a force of nature apart, but together they are an unstoppable force, or something like that. Anyway, I hope that I tried. That's awesome. Is that an emote, really? Is that is that really an emote? That's really awesome. Frass what? The I tried emote. I love it. That's awesome, dude. But anyway, so that's what we've got going on. I hope everyone is doing well today and is looking forward to some Pathfinder Kingmaker. And with that said, well, bam, there we go. Good to see you all. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I am very excited about today. I do want to make one quick announcement, by the way, which is just a thing for those of you who are Canadian and or will be in the Ottawa area. On Friday, I'm going to be driving up to Ottawa for CanCon, which is a regular speculative literature convention that I attend. It's a really awesome one. And I'm going to be there as an invited author. I'm going to be doing readings. I'm going to be doing a couple of panels. And I'm also going to be doing, at 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, a live, in front of a studio audience, Adventures of Middle-earth session. I'll be accompanied by Hugo Award-winning author Amal El-Matar, who's one of my regular players, and also Will Jones from Encounter Roleplay, and two other of my players, Trendane from California and Terry Tunes from Germany, will be videoing in. Unfortunately, they could not join us live for that, or not in person for that event. So we'll be doing that. So if you get a chance to check that out on Twitch, please do. And if you're in the Ottawa area, please stop by and say hi, because you get a chance to actually watch some live Adventures of Middle-earth stuff, which is always a good time. I really enjoy that stuff, so I wanted to mention that coming up this weekend. As for me today, we are working on Pathfinder Kingmaker. I just started to get into some of the more difficult aspects of things like spider swarms and stuff like that, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens this time around. As of last check, and actually, now that I think of it, I need to pull this up again. I am up to 1.06 plus, which is the hot-fixed 1.06, as they've tried to make some adjustments in difficulty. This game has been a little controversial, I think it's fair to say, as these games come through. Okay, good. I thought I was current, but I just want to make sure. Oh, I'm not current. God bless America. All right, hold on a second. I got to check. So they just updated a new one. Good Lord. All right, wait a second here. Blah, 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 could not do this, issues with this, unfixed here, blah, blah, do, new path, oh, good Lord. All right, okay. So they just put this up this morning. Oh, man, I cannot keep up with these folks in terms of what they're able to do. 106 plus 107, okay. All right, so you're going to have to bear with me for a second then. I literally just got done with my other stream on my channel about 15 minutes ago and was setting up for this one. So you'll have to bear with me for a minute as I update to 1.07 as they have another edition here. So that'll just take a second. Fortunately, I have good internet. But yeah, but to talk a little bit more about this, so there have been some definite... there have been some definite issues with that they've had to work through in terms of difficulty levels. I think people not being ready or used to certain, how do I put it? Not being ready to kind of like certain ways that this particular rule set was going to work. And then issues with enemy scaling has been a big problem. Mostly because I think people, sometimes part of it is, yes, they're not sort of used to the new role-playing game, but I don't want to just put it down to that. It's not just that. There are a lot of people I know that are big Baldur's Gate fans, Icewind Dale fans, that know quite a bit about those kinds of rule sets and played old CRPGs, and didn't quite have this experience. It's also because Pathfinder is its own thing. It's based on 3.5, but it went off in its own direction also. And so there's a lot of stuff that they had to do that was kind of adjusting to issues regarding difficulty. And so that is part of what that's part of what was happening with this. So this is also this was a 14 gigabyte patch. Wow. Okay. Well, fortunately it's downloading quickly. It's already 20% done. So bear with me. We will be starting in a minute. I am sorry that this was not available to me, in the last, like this morning or something like that, but they just got that stuff updated. So I need to do that. Part of the reason I need to do this now is because the save games, otherwise may not be part of it. In fairness, that's not a hotfix. 1.06 plus was a hotfix. Then they had 1.06 plus plus. This is 1.07. So theoretically, that's a bigger patch. See, these folks have been like patching nonstop. Like they have pretty much been patching constantly. And if anyone has watched any of like Co-Carnage playing this game or stuff like that, like the patches are real. So it's apparently a full patch that's happening all the time. And it makes it a little bit difficult, to be perfectly honest, when you're getting this many patches this quickly, because there are times where you download a patch and then there are other things that it broke that they have to fix with another hotfix. So it's been quite something. I can't actually remember a game having this many patches this quickly, but then it's a very complex game too. I mean, the Pathfinder rule set is a very complex rule set. And so I think that they basically have a lot of stuff that they had to sort of put into play. And so that's why, but it means that I'm going to have to delay for a bit while I'm actually downloading and installing this. Again, I'm sorry, but this wasn't available. This literally went live, it says 6 hours ago. So I didn't check it 6 hours ago. I did the last thing yesterday, and they came out with 1.06 plus plus, apparently the hour after I checked it. And then they came up with this morning was 1.07. So anywho, so that's what's going on with that. The other thing I guess I wanted to mention was I was looking at some kind of reviews and discussion of this, and I have a decision to make about the kingdom management part of this. So there's the whole thing is called Pathfinder Kingmaker because there's a kingdom management portion of it. I'm kind of looking forward to this and kind of not, because if it turns out, because there are events that happen within the kingdom that literally can just end your game, like the game is over. Now, supposedly you get warnings way ahead of time that this could be a problem and you're able to address this, but I don't love micromanaging Sims. I don't love that. I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with Civ, for example, the game series of Civ. 4X games usually don't interest me that much. I do like Heroes of Might and Magic a lot, but that's not really a broad sort of kingdom management thing. That's kind of managing cities and kind of individual tactical stuff like that. So I'm not sure what I'm thinking about in terms of kingdom management and what I want to do. I'm not quite just starting Ocris. I've put in, I would say, about maybe 10 hours so far. So I'm past the tutorial section. I just drove off the bandit attack. Thank you for the follow, Tiny Fire, on GOG. I just drove off the bandit attack at Oleg's. So it's not just starting, but I'm a little concerned about that. Your kingdom is going downhill. Feels like you can't do anything about it. Well, I know that they have the auto kingdom management thing, which I guess I could always switch to if I had to. But I would feel a little bit bad about that because I feel like, I don't know, I should be able to do some of it. So we'll see. You got to the kingdom after 20 hours? Okay. The kingdom stuff isn't super micromanagement. All right. Okay. Well, as long as it's adding something to it. I mean, because on easiest difficulty, well, I'm on normal difficulty. I'm on normal difficulty, which is normally what I play. I normally play normal. I saw some people complaining about the difficulty curve, and they were like, it's completely unreasonable. And then they're like, on unfair. I'm like, are you suggesting that it's unfair on unfair? because if that's true, yeah. So I'm playing on normal, and I would like it to be normal, because yeah. So, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope that I know that they've been continuing to add in things to sort of make the difficulty level a little bit more clear. Mostly, I think a lot of it has to do with information that's available. That's a big part of it as well. Yeah, I would hope unfair was unfair to be unfair. Yeah. Well, and again, I haven't played through, so no spoilers, please, because I have not played through this yet. Only the first 10 hours or so. But I understand that there are some quests that are more difficult than others, and that some quests the difficulty level can be significant. So we'll see. One thing that I do not want to do. I'm up to 70% downloaded, by the way, in case you're wondering. Thank God I have good internet. The other thing that I want to do is I do not want to create mercenary characters. I hate min-maxing with a passion. It is not why I play these games. So I am happy to stick with Valerie, who I kind of like as a character, and I'm happy to stick with Amiri, who I'm up and down about, and I'm happy to stick with Lindsay. But as I meet these characters, I like NPCs that are interesting NPCs, not characters who are super min-maxed. That is not cool. So yeah. Yeah, you're going to be getting some buffering because I'm downloading literally 20 gigabytes of data as we're speaking. So there's going to be some buffer because I'm currently downloading a 20 gig patch. There's a little bit, yeah, there's going to be some buffer because I have to download this patch while I'm also streaming because I didn't know that they had a new patch this morning after I updated a patch yesterday. I didn't know they had a new one this morning, so that's my bad. But okay. Well, there's certainly some difficulty scaling issues that comes up early on. Okay. Well, I will rely on people to give me suggestions when I need them without giving me spoilers. That'll be the key. So, but yes. So we'll see. I mean, the real time with pause thing makes it so that I don't mind being able to assign stuff. What I don't like is when there are a bunch of things in the way. Like, for example, the thing that annoyed me about the spider swarm fight was I knew that you couldn't attack spider swarms normally with just regular weapons, right? So the torches you can attack, but the torches do very little damage, and there's other spiders there also. The problem is I can't exit the cave that I encounter those spiders until after the combat, which is annoying. Like, if you're able to sort of enter, drop some stuff, and then leave, that's what I would do, and I don't care if it's seen as cheesing the fight, because frankly, that's what you would do under normal circumstances. You wouldn't sit there and go toe-to-toe with a swarm, waving at them with a sword. You would drop some alchemist fire on them, and then you'd leave the goddamn cave and wait for the screaming to stop. Like, that's what I would do. So, yeah, it's, That's the only thing is that, we'll see. But again, I mean, maybe we'll be able to make some adjustments. So what I basically did was I just left, and I figured I can come back to that at a later date. Then I went to find Tartuccio and find my rival. I found him. I actually managed to fight him off, and I haven't explored the tomb where I was because that's where I'm gonna check next. So also I have 92% downloaded, so we're almost there, and the buffer will stop in just a second. So bear with me. I know I'm dropping lots of frames. I'm almost through. Just bear with me. I know the buffer is real. Just hang in there. It's 95%. Now 96%. Almost. I'm fairly proud of the fact that I downloaded in about 10 minutes 14 gigs while also streaming. I'm fairly pleased with that if I had to end up having it happen that way. 99%. Okay, here we go. 99.9, 100%. Okay, it's all downloaded. The buffer will stop. Everything should be smooth. Now it's moving, and we'll be ready to go here in just a second. Thank you for being patient. So this is going to be 1.07. Now it is configuring. This tells me, I've told this story before, but this reminds me when I was first got a computer. What I had was, okay, good. We're up to 1.07. We're good to go. What I had was, I had a thing. I was like, I got this thing called menu power as my basically my UI because it was when I had Windows 3.1 before I had Windows 3.1. I just had DOS. I didn't have Windows. I had menu power because I'm like, what am I going to need to have multiple windows open at once? When would I ever need to have multiple things running? Meanwhile, I got Discord, GOG Galaxy, Chatty, my chat program, my notepad, Pathfinder Kingmaker, OBS. Like, it's like multiple windows. Oh my God. You should be able to refresh. Everyone should be able to see me now. I should be good. Yes? Is everyone able to see me before I start playing? It should be you, because I think we're good to go now. We should be good. Please confirm, but I'm pretty sure we're good now. Okay, good, good. All right, let's get fired up then. Let me head back over to Pen and Pixels, and let's do it. Okay. Pathfinder Kingmaker. Commence. Okay, yeah, it's back now. Like I said, I was buffering because it was installing this patch. So... See, this never had this before. This thing down here, first time loading may take several minutes, please wait. It never used to have that before. That's funny. First computer was a P133. My first computer was a 386. A Packard Bell was my family's first ever... Well, unless you count my Tandy TRS-80. I had a TRS-80, for those of you who know what the heck that is. But then I had a... after that, I had my first personal computer that I owned only myself was a leading edge 486, and that's what I went to college with. Yeah, 486. Me too. That's what I had. Man, I played Ultima Underworld on my 46. I played Ultima 7 Black Gate on my 46. I played it with a MIDI keyboard. You had a Zenith 8086? Oh my god. Alright. 1.07. Let's double check these settings and make sure that we're good to go. How's the sound, everybody? Is it okay? Is it too loud or is it alright? How's the sound relative to my voice? Sound is good? It's a bit too loud? Okay, let's drop that down a bit then. Is that better? Should be better, I hope. Sound is still overpowering my voice. How about that? How's that? Check, check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. How's that? Better? Maybe just raise my voice. Okay, how about that? Check, 1, 2. Check, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Test, 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 2, 2, 2. Test 2. Better, better, better. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2. Check 2, check 2, check 2. Good. Lovely. Alright, good. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Let's get moving. Thank you. Lovely. And you can still hear the game, though, yeah? You can still hear the music? I'm glad that I'm crystal clear, but you can still hear the music? Okay, good. Okay, so here we are. Now, I literally just finished this just before I ended last time, so let's see what we got. Seemed from far to be but cracks in the stone, but turns out to be a faded image of the sun. Oh, that's right, I just had Harem join me. Got any more cure wounds? There's an alchemist fire. Man, I think I used most of my healing potions, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I need to get him a healing potion. Okay. Let's get Harem one of these. Right. Okay. So this was Tartuccio that I just dealt with.
My strength fades.
I'm listening.
On closer inspection, one can discern the outline of a head with a single eye. Judging by the outline, this bas-relief once depicted the sun and moon. Now it's almost completely eroded. The image carved in the stone is almost completely worn away over the ages. One can still distinguish a sickle, a sword, and a skull with a single eye socket covered with a coin. Alright. Alright, we've got clear quartz, we've got a scroll of corrosive touch, silvered embroidered purse, and some monies. Scroll of corrosive touch. That actually could be really useful for those spiders. So the only one who can use that is Lindsay, of course. Scroll of bless. Okay, let's go with that. All right. Yeah. I have to. I'm going to be getting that at some point. Probably bag of holding would be first. Okay, good. What I really need to do is rest, because I don't like the fact that I have all this healing.
Just letting the ink dry.
I think you're out of healing, right? Pretty sure I used all my Cure Light wounds, yeah. Aha! Okay.
What's that?
Oh, an ancient Cyclops coin. Okay. I can convert... Oh, really? I can convert... I can? I wonder how I do that. Destructive Smite. Click arrow at the top of the spell. Really? Okay. Alright. Hey, thank you. I did not know I could do that. Thank you. That's awesome. I did not know that. That's super helpful. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to do another one of those. What's up, older than you? What's up, Glacial Hell? Hello, everyone. Thanks, Pandora. I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. I'm really glad. And I managed to convince him through diplomacy. Basically, is what happened there. I managed to convince him that, like, I was like, you want to join me? He's like, I do want to join you. I'm like, hell yeah. Hells to the yeah. Okay. So we've got, that's the exit to the area. Okay, we don't necessarily want to exit yet. Actually, I think I want... Let's have you go forward here.
In due time.
In due time.
My search
Uh-huh.
was in vain.
I wrote it like I saw it. Anything else?
Huzzah! A bas-relief of the sun long eroded. The vague outlines of 4 strange creatures have been carved over it. Ooh, okay, we got gold coins, silver bell, silver inkwell, and an artificial flower. Okay, so basically just a lot of money. No, I didn't have him though, Pandora. I just got him.
Yes, I'm still here.
I just got him. So I didn't have him in the spell. It wasn't in there. Yeah, in fact, it looks like... Is it possible that he doesn't have Cure Light Wounds chosen? That is amazing. Bless Bane. Yeah, I didn't have him before. I just picked him up, so... No, I haven't slept since I got him, because I just got him in this tomb. I literally just got him in this tomb. Okay. Right. Alright, let us save this under... I wonder if they fixed this bug. Ah, they did. So before there was a bug where if you tried to save, you had to click on delete, and delete would actually save it. But they've now fixed that, apparently. So that now seems to be working, which is nice. Let's delete that. Okay.
My strength fades.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, that's why when I had a chance to get him, even though I don't really much feel like walking around with a walking depression matrix, like just, the world's over, blah, blah, blah. But it's, you know, I'm glad to have a cleric. How sweet, the first breath of fresh air after the stale, damp stuffiness of that tomb. Before us stretched an unending heath replete with hills and gullies and patches of low shrubs. Already the trail of Tartuccio, yes, he does, and his companions had gone cold. I'm choosing a ranger, Nibla, rather. But we would not give up so easily. Whether the trail went cold or not, it was one we had to follow. Alas, no matter how long we stared into the wavy sea of grass, we could not divine which way Tartuccio had gone. Despite our resolution, this time we had to taste defeat. Ah, damn it. Wait till he shows up again. Alright, well. I'll have to deal with him later. Okay. Let's take a look at what we got for things here. We've got our bitter rival. We have to wait till he shows up again. Bow. Pandor. Okay, I need to recover Svetlana's ring from the bandits. I need to get Fangberry. That's that stupid spider cave thing. And then I need to get the moon radishes is what I've basically got. So, and then of course, Stolen Land will fail in 85 days. Alright, so I still got some time for that. So Thorn Ford and the bandit camp. So we're looking at Thorn Ford and Svetlana's ring. I wonder if this is the same, if these are the same bandits as these guys. I guess it probably is. So let's... I'm going to actually head off to Thorn Ford then, I think. Fangberry Cave. Ancient Tomb. We just went there. Thorn Ford, okay. Old Sycamore. Really, I really like the graphics of this. Okay. That's cool. Yes, thank you. Alright, let's hit Thorn Ford. Okay, now before I go to Thorn Ford, I probably need to rest. So let me do that here. Okay. Varney. First time I had a camouflage fail. Arvin Elrond suddenly woke inside the house. Dogs were howling fiercely not far away. It smelled like burning, the wooden walls were steaming hot, and smoke was wreathing beneath the low ceiling. Out of the window. The instant he approached the window, the glass broke and an arrow hit him in the chest. Falling, he glimpsed a dozen dark figures standing outside. His eyes dimmed. Arvin Elrond's skin felt cold. He heard the murmur of the water and the soft lapping of waves. After opening his eyes, he saw a rocky river bottom and a bloated body tangled in green water weeds. The drowned man's empty gaze was fixed upon Arvin Elrond. The drowned man's old mouth opened slowly, and a hoarse whisper said, "Shrike River, Arlen Elrond." At this moment, Arven Elrond finally awoke. Drenched in sweat, he told us what he'd seen in the dream. What are these horrible dreams that plague our leader each night? What terrible malefaction occurred on the shores of the Shrike River? And has my book suddenly turned from a heroic epic into a horror story? Our leader can't get any rest at night lately, and it's not due to bedbugs in his bedroll. As soon as he closes his eyes, a nightmare begins tormenting him. A bloated, drowned corpse repeating the same words over and over, Shrike River. We should go there and discover the source of these terrible dreams. Well, crap. Kettle's Crossing, that must be the Shrike one. Yeah, I'm gonna do the rest quest right now. Did the rest of my people, did they get a chance to rest though? Please tell me that he got a chance to rest. Did everyone else get to rest? I hope. Yeah, only I didn't sleep. Okay. Well, whatever. I just see things, shoot things, right? What do we got? A dire boar. Okay.
Serves you right.
Okay. And I would like you
Just letting the ink dry.
to...
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Adventures can wait.
May I suggest another way to use this spell?
Why is Days not... What?
Tear them apart!
See ya, boar. Time for some bacon. Yeah, we got some meat. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, now I need to heal you. Okay, wait a second now. That's all I got? All right, let's do some... Let's do a bit of Cure Light Wounds, okay? On Amiri. Hey, there we go. It's more like it. Dire bacon. Yeah, is dire bacon like extra crispy? That's what I want to know. I want to make sure that dire bacon is, you know, everything we hoped it would be.
Adventures can wait. In due time.
Only if you cook it extra crispy. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Ooh, what is that? What is that? Excavation site. What is this? Kingdom resource, but I don't know. Okay, so I don't need that right now, so I'm gonna skip that. I mean, like, can I take it before I know anything about kingdom management? Like, can I, or do I have to, like, go and identify it? Doesn't look like I can.
Adventures can wait.
Oh my god. I never sneak past the enemies. Okay.
Adventures can wait.
Who is this dude? A bandit conjurer, huh?
This will
Late
hurt.
is the hour in which this
Adventures
conjurer
content.
seeks to...
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
All right, bandits.
Son of run!
Yep. That is correct. Well, it's my favorite book. It's my favorite author. I am a speculative fiction author, a fantasy writer myself, Purgy, and I just finished an Adventures in Middle-earth campaign session before this, and I'm teaching a course in it right now. So yeah, I kind of like it a lot. Okay. All right, good job, everybody. That worked out well. What's up,
Adventures
Romkev?
can wait. In due time.
Trail in the Hills.
Strength fades.
So, I have a question for folks here. When I see things like that pop up, like that Trail in the Hills, and I'm going to go to do the rest thing, is that basically just an exploring side quest that I found? Or is that tied into a previously existing quest, and that's why it's highlighted for me? Do you follow what I'm asking? Is that just the kind of thing where I walk past it and then I'm like, oh, hey, check it out. Okay, it's exploring. All right, good. Well, I will deal with that later. God damn it. Yay! I evaded them.
We should gather our strength.
Enter. So far, these load screens are faster. Okay, that's good to know.
We should gather our strength.
Wait, why are you walking? You're overloaded. Sigh, of course you are. Drop. 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 I didn't realize I had that much here. Drop. 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 Ooh, a longsword +1. Hey now. Alright, we'll deal with that in just a second. Hey, what's up, Nonstop? Drop. 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 Okay. Now, this longsword +1. Now, you've got a bastard sword right now. I think her... The problem is that I think her abilities are specific to bastard swords. Oh, no, she's prophetic. Oh, prophetic. She's proficient with all martial weapons and simple weapons. Okay, maybe I didn't get... No, see, she has weapon proficiency in bastard sword. Shoot. The cleric can use it? Okay, so I need to get Is this a dwarf? Okay, so he doesn't have a dwarven weapon. All right, so I can give him that for now. That's funny, Varney. All right, let's see. I'm going to... He cannot use it. We cannot wield it. He cannot use it. Unfortunately. There we go. Yeah, he can't use it. But we're in pretty good shape now, except that I don't think I need scale mail. But let me just double check. I think everyone else has got... She's got banded mail. Hide armor. I wonder if this scale mail... I feel like... I don't know if that would fit her. Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot of money. -4. Blah. He's got studded leather. I don't think he can use that. Yeah, I don't want him to have that. He might be able to, though. Chainmail is going to be better than scale mail. She's got leather armor. Yeah, no, I don't want that. Okay, all right. So I may end up having to get rid of this thing down the line. Wait a minute. I don't... Is this the way you... Oh, maybe that's the way you carry it. For some reason, I thought it went the other way. Okay. Well, there you go. Okay.
I'm there.
Why am I not... I'm still suffering from medium encumbrance. Right, exactly. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to drop that too. It's worth a lot of money. He's too tired? Oh, really? That's still too slow. What is going on? I mean, I can't, what? The heck is this? It's a tower shield, and it looks like she's using it upside down, but I can't rest, right? I mean, like, isn't that the point, that I can't rest? It's a small map. All right. We're just gonna walk real slowly.
My search was not in vain.
Got an ancient Rostlandic coin. I got the low fatigue blues. I can't really find a way out of my shoes.
What I must.
I'm so tired and feeling so bad. This thing is all that I've ever had. Ooh. Potion of resist cold. Silver ring. Artificial flower. Bloodstone. Scroll of shocking grasp. Shocking. Okay. That's awesome, but what would be even more awesome is if I could actually run at normal speed. Whoa. The corpse's face is bloated from being so long in the water. The stench from its toothless mouth is so foul that your eyes begin to water. The hand, clenching a sinister-looking spear, is covered with scabs. Suddenly you feel faint, as if a cold, wet hand is placed heavy on top of your head. Wet hair sticks to skin and trickles of icy cold water run down your face and shirt. A hoarse whisper rises inside your head. There you are. So it was you that sent me those nightmares? Gurgling, deep-chested laughter pierces your skull, clouding your vision and flooding your ears. Thank you for the follow, Niangle. All else becomes muffled as if you were trapped underwater. You shake your head to cast off the apparition. Who are you? Davik Nettle. A storm of bright images flashes before your eyes. A long time ago, this person, then a living man, came here from Brevoy, constructed a rope bridge, built a house, and lived in it, collecting payment from those who crossed the river. How did you die? You see a vision of a lovely spring day. Sunbeams shine warm against your cheeks. 3 men approach the house by the bridge, one of them wearing an antlered helm. The Stag Lord. Angry faces, a quarrel, the glint of an unsheathed sword. Suddenly the Stag Lord's greedy eyes are twisted by surprise. The master of the house has unleashed his hounds. A burning smell squares you awake to the sound of loud barking. Flames are crawling up the walls. The sound of breaking glass, the bitter cold night air. You were outside. Outside the house, and something is wrong. An arrow strikes deep in your shoulder. You hear the guffaw of 10 throats. You run, already in the middle of the bridge. The man in the antlered helm cuts one of the ropes. An ear-splitting scream fills the air. What do you want from me? You see a vision of a man wearing an antlered helm. You hear a muffled groan and the helm drops to the ground with a loud thud. Your hands are covered with hot blood. Too much blood. Do you want revenge against the Stag Lord? Because I'm here to serve, man. If that's what we're all about, I'm on the way. Don't you hate it when someone asks you to do something you were going to do anyway? It makes me want to do nothing just to spite them. Let's see. Why must I be the one who does it? You feel invisible fingers, cold as stone, draw aside a wet strand of hair from your forehead. Can't you kill the Stag Lord yourself? You see the Stag Lord and his cutthroats trying to build a new bridge here, then running madly away from the rotting monster. The Stag Lord has avoided this place ever since. Very well. I shall meet your vengeance upon the Stag Lord. The drowned man who had been sitting motionless nods his head. Come later. Take the spear. Okay. So, kill the Stag Lord, then speak with Nettle. Now, am I going to be allowed to rest now? No more dreams. Okay. All right, good. Well. All right, so I'm going to have to rest here. Oh my god, this is impossible. So I'm going to rest. Rest time. Resting in the city. Okay, let's rest.
More strength fades.
No, you take the spear at Tuxeru after you do the quest, if I understood that properly. I think I understood that correctly. So, you know, the Nightmares was Davik Nettle, a ferryman. So, anyway, won't be Pathfinder the reason we're helping a poor soul find rest. So I don't think I can... I think afterwards I take the spear, right? Like, I take the spear after I deal with the Stag Lord? That's what I... Okay, yeah. That's kind of what I read it as. Jeez. Okay, 0-5 rations. Recipe hearty meal. Okay, let's do it.
I don't understand you. I'm sorry. How can you live without faith at all?
You said yourself that everything in this world is pointless. Do you think faith is an exception?
Ugh. Man. Come on, Lindsay, let's get it together here. Okay. Hey, everybody's rested. Light. Okay. Light, light, medium, medium. Alrighty. Good. Now I need to put back my stuff that I had carried, which is sword and my light shield. And actually, let me just double check and make sure that he is... Yeah, okay, good. Wonderful. So he's medium, that's fine. Nope, don't want any of that. Remove it for a second. Yeah, it's the difference between 29.6, which is light, and 39.6. It's basically that shield that causes the problem. But yeah, I forgot too that the cleric now is with me. I forgot about that. Okay. Hand axe. Let's sort that. What do you mean, flat-footed? What do you mean, flat-footed drop? What does that mean? Oh, this is all the stuff I left behind. Nope, I don't need that. Yeah, I think that's right, Pandora. But okay, so so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up this trail in the hills since I'm heading back this way anyway. I'm gonna pick up this trail in the hills on the way back to Thorn Ford. So we're gonna do that. Let's do it. I like picking up one quest on the way to another. It's always helpful. In answer to your question, by the way, SS Trippy, we'll see. I mean, I just downloaded and installed at the beginning of the stream patch 1.07. So, you know, hopefully they're improving things as they go along. That's certainly the hope. Oh, I see. Thank you, Redlap. Well, my armor has -1 armor check penalty. It's got a 5 max dexterity, but I mean, my AC 18, 15, 14. Yeah, I mean, that definitely helps. Yeah, exactly. It's not as buggy as it was 2 weeks ago. Exactly. So we're getting there. What is that? Can't say enough about how these little details are really awesome. I really I love the little graphical details. Yeah. That's... Yep. So I think I should be okay.
Their life ends here.
Ooh, mature leopard.
Repent.
Let us strike as one!
Oh my god, with the freaking failures. Whoa, Valerie got hit for a lot. Oh, god damn it. Really?
I can't keep this up much longer. Avenge me.
Maria? Oh, God damn it.
This will hurt!
Man. Okay, let's see.
This won't. I'll survive.
God damn it!
I always survive.
Do not falter!
Survive. I always survive.
Could be worse. At last.
This is very bad.
Serves you right.
At last. Ugh.
Oh!
Could this happen?
Okay. We're going to reload this. That sucked. I mean, it's one leopard. Like, I should be able to handle one leopard.
In due time.
Just letting the ink dry.
I really wish it was a little bit clearer about what things... This should be under her ability. Acrobatics, that's Inspire Courage. Okay. Let's try it again. Yeah, Escapee. Well, I mean, I just patched up 1.7. Or 1.07.
I'm there.
Okay. So, now... I don't need to do that. Let's see.
Repent.
Okay, I need you to rage. And I need you... Oh, I didn't summon my panda. Man, that's why this wasn't working out. I need to summon a panda. Right. I want to demoralize you. And I need you to... Bane and... Go! Okay. Now we're getting there. Okay, that was better. Need to keep that going, though. I would like you to summon a monster, please. I should have actually done that before, but oh well. Okay, I need you to cure wounds, please.
I can't keep this up much longer.
Yes.
Avenge me.
Jeez. Summon dog, okay. I didn't use color spray that time. Do I need an inspiration? I might. Okay. I mean, I could also use bless if I had to. No. Okay, can you...
This won't kill me. Look at me, Gore! I'll survive. I always survive.
Got him. It is released. Man, that was brutal. Great. Hey. Got a short bow. Thank you. That was a little...
What I must.
That was a little freaky. Alright, let's see now. Is that a magic short bow I see before me? Short bow +1. Hey-oh. Yeah. It's a short bow, but it's a short bow +1. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Experience? 56. Okay. So...
I'm listening.
I kind of wish I hadn't lost my healing potion there. That was kind of unfortunate. Yeah, okay, so I need to heal you. Don't entirely know why that paused, but... Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Whew. All right, that was a little dicey. Problem is, I'm so low now on. Wait, there's loot. What loot? Is that stuff that I dropped? Maybe. Well, it'll show me when I leave anyway, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, this is the Imperial Edition, and if you type in !game, you'll see there's a link to get to that. But it's not necessary to get the Imperial Edition.
I'm off.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, it's down here. The line must be drawn here. Okay. Alright, well then it should be down here. Aha! Scorched fragment of a necklace. Okay. There we go. So... let's do it. Okay. And I mean, is this... am I crazy about that? This isn't... I mean, this isn't the right way to hold that. Isn't that holding it upside down? Isn't the shield supposed to be the other way? Am I nuts? Like, maybe... I mean, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is the way a tower shield would look, with that at the top. But... I don't know. Crazy. I don't know. I guess. I honestly don't know. I don't know whether or not that's you know, the way it's supposed to be held or not for a tower shield. That's why she's a specialist, yeah. Question I really have is whether, I mean, I probably need to go back and pick up healing potions and stuff. I hate to do that, but maybe I need to go back to Oleg's and then come down here. Shoot, I hate to do that. It's the door. Yeah. Oh, man. How are we doing on... oh, there's new events there, too. I'm really sort of... All right, let's see what we can do. All right. We'll see. We may not have enough healing to do this, and I may need to go back and get some healing potions and stuff from Oleg's first. So we'll see. Okay, Thornford. Here we are. Let's set up camp. Before we go any further. What's up, Geronimo? Yeah, sure. Now wait, how do I... Wait a minute. How do I place... Can't I put 2 people in this? Oh, there we go. Manage. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. +2. Okay. Got it. What's up, Geronimo?
Someday, I will be as famous as Anime Bellavera herself. No, even more famous. Hoping I live that long.
No, she's the cook, though. God damn it. She did the last meals pretty well, actually. Camp just beside the tree.
Rotis awaits us.
Alright, give me a heal living. 28, 29. Okay, that's good. She's awesome at stealth. Alright. Yeah, but yeah, but let's keep in mind though, losing cooking. All right. Arvid Thornford. Okay. Here we go.
In due time.
How are we doing on time, by the way? Kill the Stag Lord, speak with Nettle. I mean, we got 81 days. I'm probably way too low level to deal with the Stag Lord, but we'll see. Don't tell me if I am. I'll figure it out. Another scorched fragment of a necklace. Oh, wait a second. There's edible moss.
I'm there.
Cooking ingredient. Lovely.
What's
Okay.
that?
Uh-huh. That is what we call a trap.
And Lindsay was called forth. I see something.
Sable.
I failed. I'm sorry.
You should be.
Anything else?
Yes, please disarm this one.
Applause, please.
Thank you,
I
Lindsay.
am never wrong.
Yeah, graphically, I'm very, very impressed with how they handled things graphically. Got some herbs. We got some herbs. Okay. That's
I
super,
do what I must.
super cool. Sturdy cart with weapon marks along the sides. That's not good. Wait a minute now. Should be the Thorn Lord. Hey, what's up, Servo? No, I didn't take her in the party. She was chaotic evil, and I'm not down with that. In fact, I didn't have Harem with me to begin with either, because it's chaotic neutral, and I'm frankly, you know, but I could use a decent and okay cleric. Aha! The dark-haired bandit is kicking the ground irritably. When she sees you, she squares her shoulders and clenches her hand axes. Well, look who's here! Easy now. I'm not here to blanket the stolen lands with corpses. Lower your weapon and let's talk. I won't kill anyone who leaves the Stag Lord's service or is willing to help me find him. So think about it. Is he really a leader you're ready to die for? Achievement unlocked! The good guy. Make 3 special good story choices. Something in your words seems to have impressed Cressel. She frowns for a moment, then spits. Fine, I won't cut your throat. For now, at least. But I also won't need... Look at I just saw that. That's funny. She's just exhibiting economic anxiety. Oh, man. Laugh so you don't cry, right? But I also won't kneel to some ranger from the north. I mean, to some Restov upstart. Why would you try to make peace? Are you just naturally kind, or have you been listening to Svetlana? Is it so hard to believe I simply might not want unnecessary bloodshed? You know, life hasn't been so good to me. Why should I trust you? Alright, here's my piece. The Stag Lord's been spending more time keeping an eye on the bottom of his glass than on what's going on around him. If you won't answer an insult from some Restov clook like Jamandi, then you're right. We chose the wrong leader. So go ahead, do whatever you're gonna do. I won't stop you, but I won't help you either. And here, give this to Svetlana. Places a ring in your hand. We got Svetlana's wedding ring. Outstanding. Nice. Woot! Great success. Okay, we got Svetlana's wedding ring. Okay, we needed that. That's good for a quest. Ooh, what do you have here? Oh, and also, since I keep forgetting to do this...
Always ready. I'm off.
Okay. Want to make sure you had them around. Okay. What's up? Jihad? You see a dark-haired man of about 45, though the wrinkles on his face make him look 60 at first sight. He's currently a prisoner, judging from his tied hands. He slouches a bit, squinting short-sightedly at the light as he moves his lips as though speaking to someone invisible. He jerks his head up as he notices you. Praise Erastil! Someone finally chased off those scoundrels! Erastil, also known as Old Deadeye and the Stag God, is one of the oldest human gods still worshipped in the Inner Sea region, and is concerned with family, farming, hunting, and trade. During the Age of Creation, Erastil was among the gods who battled Rovagug, when he sought to destroy Galarian, and were eventually able to contain him in the Dead Vault at the planet's core. His religion dates back to before the Age of Darkness, when small farming communities and hunter-gatherers prayed to him for bountiful harvests and successful hunts. Legends claim that it was Old Deadeye himself who crafted the first bow and gifted it to humans to overcome the challenges of the world. Even as the accomplishments of civilization mount, Erastil continues to embrace and represent the simpler pleasures life has to offer. Thank you, stranger. My name is Jihad Kavkin. I'm a priest of Erastil, from Galt. Who, and I believe we talked about that, that was where Lindsay's from. Those bandits attacked me as I was crossing the river, said they wanted to take me to their leader, make me heal their wounds. Not a chance. The strength granted me by Erastil is meant to help honest people, not robbers. I'm glad I could help. Oh, these times. To be a surprise to meet an honest man, to see a manticore as a vegetable stall. Thank you for your help. I've exhausted my supply of prayers, but I'll gladly repay you in the future once I've restored my strength. Come to me if you ever need to be healed or blessed. I'm afraid an old fool like me won't be able to handle the mission given me by Erastil on my own. How can I search for the temple when the bandits around here won't let me take a single step? I'll head to Oleg Levitin's trading post to rest and think on what to do next. Please, traveler, if you happen to discover the ruins of the Temple of the Elk, which is a huge rock surrounded by the forest with the head of immense elk, should be an immense elk carved out of it, at the foot of the rock lies what was once an impressive shrine dedicated to the god Erastil. My gratitude will know no bounds. All right, Jihad. Find the Temple of the Elk. Purposeful steps. Slow-mo. Slow-mo. Like a boss. Slow-mo. Slow-mo. Like a boss. Oh, okay. He just disappeared. He is the greatest god. All right. In here, we have written orders. Cressel a task. As soon as you're done with the taxes, find an old hut in the woods upstream of the Thorn River and burn it to the ground. This is the Stag Lord's wish. He literally said, burn, burn. It was originally going to be Dovin, but he grew upset when he learned nobody lived in the hut. Said burning houses with no one in them was boring. So I said I'd send someone more reliable. It's a strange task, but try to finish it quickly. And no asking what the or why bother with this trifle instead of preparing for war with Restov. We'll get to that. A. Wonder if that's A or A. Okay. And then we've got a sweet pancakes recipe. Hey. The Notes of a Traveling Priest, Ithuliak by Terrandine. Imagine this. A girl whose name I shall not disclose comes to town and immediately purchases the most expensive suburban villa. This newcomer spends unfathomable amounts on charity, even returning several tragically perished citizens to life at her own expense. She's very young. Her rough speech and manners indicate that she's not of noble birth. This leaves the whole town wondering, how did this young lady come into possession of such a huge fortune, and why does she spend it so eagerly? Those secrets were revealed to me when I was invited to the mysterious girl's house to provide healing services. The young lady reluctantly displayed something she'd been hiding from everyone. Terrible acid burns. She forestalled any questions with a single word. Ilthuliak. The monstrous black dragon's name was well known in the river kingdoms. She'd lived in the region for hundreds of years, inspiring terror and emptying settlements. Many experienced dragon hunters attempted to put a stop to her, and all perished. None knew where something was, and we'll find out more as soon as I open that up and read the rest. No one knew where Ithuliak's lair was or where she would strike next. The wounds Ithuliak's acid breath left on my patient's body were terrible, but her soul was hurt much worse. The girl and her friends had found the lair of the dragon. They could have gathered hunters to destroy the monster, but they instead kept silent in search of profit. Well, that was dumb. When the lair's mistress was absent, they would carry treasure out little by little. Ithuliak suspected something was happening, so she set an ambush for the thieves, and they were dealt with cruelly. My patient pretended to be dead, surviving while the dragon devoured the bodies of her friends. She had much gold left at her disposal. Thank you, Nirek. Welcome to GOG. But it came with a burden of memories that recalled devastated cities and countless people burned by acid. Unable to tolerate the guilt, the girl tried to atone for ill-gotten gains with good deeds. I was able to heal her physical wounds. When we parted, she told me she planned to spend the rest of her wealth organizing an expedition to Ithuliak's lair to end the beast. I recently heard rumor that the villa has been abandoned for quite some time now. It's possible the owner left for other lands, but my heart tells me her bones lie in the lair of Ithuliak, that winged terror and plague to the river kingdoms. Well. Locked, huh?
Adventures Continent. It's just not my lucky day.
Darn it.
We should move.
Don't hesitate.
Well, drat. Can I bash this thing? Can I bash this chest open? You could in Baldur's Gate. Can I bash the chest open or not? Sorry about that. Man. Right, Erdanel?
Yes. still here?
My skills are absolute.
Here I am. See?
Man! If you manage to
Just
increase your
letting me
trickery, you
try.
can retry. Well, darn it. That's frustrating. Skull Crystal Catch. Yeah, the problem is I don't have anyone else who can pick locks, though. That's the problem. Hey, what's up, Takanjia? Yeah, I don't have any. I can't pick locks. I don't have anyone else who can pick locks. Oh, welcome back, Jihad. Jihad, are you?
I'll take care of it.
Jihad, do you? I don't. Okay. Welp. Okay. Okay, now we know the location of an old hut that the Stag Lord wanted destroyed for some reason. We're going there to find a way to fight the enchanted fog. Okay. Alright, well, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here, and let's try to head back. I should try to deliver this thing to Svetlana, because I have her wedding ring, and I could use the chance to do it. So we'll see where that hut is. If it's too far from there, then we might go... Then we might just head up directly.
I'm there.
My search was not in
Hey
vain.
there. A ring. A ring! This is the one ring, forged by the Dark Lord himself. Okay. Ring of protection! Hey! Alright. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's see. Now, I know these bonuses don't stack, so... Right. Didn't do anything. I didn't think it would. That might work. Actually, okay. So I think I'm going to do that, too, because increasing her AC is a good thing. So we're going to do that. Amiri definitely needs to be able to stay upright.
In due time.
These trees in the way. The hell is this? Can't see. Okay. Is it a Pizza Hut? It is not a Pizza Hut. It is a hut where I found a ring, though. And that was pretty cool. Actually, now that I think of it... Yeah, I hate to do that, but I really should check up here, too. I hate leaving these areas unexplored, because, as that just proved, there are sometimes things in these areas of the maps with treasures and things like that that need to be found. So I hate to leave this land unexplored. Okay. Okay, let's get down there, and then we're going to head. Then we're going to head out. We're going to see whether or not this hut is close to Thorn Ford. If it is, then we're going to go directly there. If it's not, then I'm going to go back to Oleg's, basically sell some stuff, rest up, whatever, and then go over to this hut. Okay. Okay, just making sure. Good. Yeah, so they fixed that one bug. That's good. Okay. Okay. Abandoned hut. It's up there. Okay. So, I'm going to go up here then. Because I might be able to go directly west. Try to avoid. Ah. Too bad. But I want to go around there, pick up Oleg's, sell some stuff, get some healing potions, and then maybe a bag of holding, and then head west. What? Oh. Oh, crap. Look at that. What's up, dire wolf?
Tear them apart!
Valerie?
Let us strike as one.
Oh my god. Okay. And let's see. No. Whoa!
Peace!
Brutal technique. Wow. What was that? Was that me? He just blew it up with an arrow. 14, like, I don't know how that works, but was that an explosive round? Like, what?
I am your shield.
What exactly? I don't. The arrow was like, like, jeez. Good lord. Man, that's whew. Yeah, dead cord tipped arrow, right? Like, good gravy.
Rotus awaits us.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Let's cure my wounds on here.
Yes.
Lovely. Yeah, oh no, it was a crit. It was a critical hit, and with my new short bow, 14 damage. You can actually see down here, like, 2 damage, 5 damage, Valerie hit 4 damage, Direwolf hit 11 damage to a Miri, and then tripped a Miri, and then attacked opportunity with Miri, but missed her. And then he hit him with a 14 on the short bow, 14. So, the Direwolf was filled with gas, the air destructive spot. What's up, Mikios? I wasn't really flanking. I wasn't flanking, though. Like, that, the thing had just shown up. So, and, you know, don't get me wrong. Not that I'm complaining. They hired Michael Bay. Well, there was definitely a lens flare as the creature was dropping. That's definitely true. And by the way, since we're about halfway through, I will say hi to everybody. My name is Arvin Elleron. Welcome to episode 146 of Pen and Pixels, Pathfinder Kingmaker. I hope you were enjoying us today. If you like what you see in here, please make sure to follow GOG. Please make sure to sub to the channel as well. You can get some awesome new emotes. And please check us out and follow us on our own individual channels and so forth as well. I do a lot of tabletop role-playing and some CRPGs on my channel, and I will be actually doing some more of that Friday and Saturday. I have a game, a 60s spy game called Assignment Impossible that I will be playing, and then on Saturday a live session of Adventures Middle Earth live from CanCon, which is a speculative fiction convention in Ottawa, Canada at 7 p.m. Eastern. So definitely check it out and see what you think. You picked this game up after watching me play it. Awesome game, enjoying a lot more than you thought you would. Nice, Sorcerer Dave. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, I still, the jury is still out until I've had a chance to play a little more. But so far, I'm, there's some quirks, but I'm liking it. Nice. Evade. Thank you. No, I do not want to handle that. Oh. Wait, waterlogged lowland?
Adventures can wait.
No. I want you to get to Oleg's. Now you can rest. What's up, Instant Karma? Okay, so my goal here, I want to get stuff that will help with AC. I want to get some area of effect spells / weapons and bag of holding. Those are the things I really need. Oh, what's going on? Listen there. Well, since you dispatched the bandits with such skill, maybe you can help us with another problem. Yep, I just literally while we were on stream, Mikios, I actually just downloaded that patch. And we'll see it. I mean, it's running, knock on wood, pretty smoothly so far. So, there's a feral swine living here in the woods. Not a normal wild pig. We're talking about a vicious boar, as big as a bear and wicked as a devil. The locals call him Tusk Gutter. Of course they do. Many hunters have lost life and limb to him. Veckel Benson found his lair and went to kill the beast, but came back with one leg. He put a bounty on the boar's head, but it looks like there aren't any heroes around here bold enough to claim it. Maybe you'll rid us of this monster. Hey, we're better than the local wussies, right? Want to bet I can chop off this Tusk Gutter's snout with a single swing? Come on, let's find out. Alright, let's go kill this Tusk Gutter. Right, that's the way I like it. Let's do it. We'll do that, but not until we actually talk. We need to trade some things in. So, let's go turn this into Svetlana, first of all. What's up, Stillspawn? So let's turn this into Svetlana. Good day to you. Do you need anything? I'd be happy to help. Here's your ring, Svetlana. Kressel gave it to me. I even managed to convince her not to fight me. I suppose I should tell you the truth about her. Kressel wasn't her real name. Her real name was Irena before all this. She was the daughter of my mother and her second husband, my half-sister. I can't help but feel like everything that happened to her was my fault. She always had a wildness to her. She'd wander the streets hanging out with a bad crowd. Until the day she passed, Mother complained about Irena constantly. Back then it was just cruel games and strange escapades. She never really hurt anyone back in Restov. Her father didn't love much longer than our mother, so I decided to try to help Irena. I brought her here to the Stolen Lands, though Oleg was against it. And once here, she immediately fell into the Stag Lord's influence. She never even needed to meet him. The stories and rumors from local hunters and bandits were enough to win her over. She would tell her how he was a real leader, unlike Restov's softies. Eventually she ran away, only to return under a new name with a pack of thugs to collect taxes from us. What's worse, she participated in the torture and execution of prisoners alongside the Stag Lord's minions. I don't know if there's any way to set her back on the right path, but I'm grateful for your kindness. Perhaps there's still hope. For the sake of my mother's memory, I'd like to believe that. Alright, so we got 10 camping supplies and rations and 45 experience. Alright. We can cross this task off our list. Yeah, we can. Okay, still got a ways to go until he gets to level 3. Okay. So, now that we've done that, let's go get some stuff. Alright, Oleg. What's the problem with Tusk Gutter? Okay. Show me your wares. I love that they have that offer thing that makes that happen. Deal! Okay, also sell the longbow, hand axe. And it looks like the rest of this is okay. 300 gold for that longbow. It's good stuff. Okay. Lovely. Alright. Now, let's have a bag of... Yes, I agree, Lucathea, I agree. I feel the same way. There's a lot of polish in this part. There's other aspects of the gameplay mechanics that, as some people have pointed out, have some issues. But I do like the fact that they've handled this part of things really well. Ooh, two-bladed sword +1. How much gold do I have? 1,700 gold. Alright, I could use some armor. And... seasoned wings and thighs. Ooh! You know what? Yes. I want one of those. No. Okay. Not a bag of raisins, Dragon Spear. Grants its wielder the ability to make up to 3 spells they cast per day per reach as though using the reach spell. That's nice, but 3,000 gold? Nope. Okay. Ring of Protection is 2,000. Alright, so I don't think... Is Oleg the only one... Is Oleg the... Oh, a bag of... Oh, yeah, bag of holding. Is Oleg the only one who sells the bag of holding in this camp? Don't tell me about other places. But in this camp, which lets you choose what offer does. I did not, Dalvin. Oh, cool. That's neat. That's useful. Thank you, Dalwin. So masterwork, non-magical. That's cool. Thanks. So yeah, so there is someone else who sells that here? Okay. Because in that case, I want to go find that person first. My first order of business is bag of holding. Alright. We've got wands. Alright, I'm going to need healing potions, but not immediately. I'm going to need healing potions, but I also need armor. Okay, so let me go talk to Svetlana. Oleg is only in this camp. Okay, but I just wanted to make sure, because if there's not here, then what I'm going to do is basically I need to get some armor. So she has got right now banded mail. Ooh. Wow, full plate. It's expensive, but... I feel like full plate is worth it for her. Because it would increase my AC, it'd make her even more of a tank. I could afford it. I would have 200 gold left to get some healing potions. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to get armor. And I wanted to get, like a bag of holding, theoretically. So, I think I'm going to get that. Because it's the same armor check penalty. It's the same dexterity maximum. It is heavier, but I'm going to be selling... Yeah. Yeah, but she won't be too encumbered once she gets rid of some of this other stuff, though. No, she's not a bad tank. Because I'm going to be... Remember, I'm going to be taking this off. Like... Right? So right now she's not encumbered, see? Valerie? No, Miri... Yeah. Cute. Okay. Yeah, see, because... She might not be so encumbered without holding a freaking door. I know. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Thank you, Adralus. Yeah, I might do that. But the thing is, she's a tower shield specialist. So, look at that 25 AC, though. Oh, man. That 25 AC. Man, look at that 25 AC. I just need her to level up so I can increase her strength. I need to get some more strength on her is what I need to do. I might have to equip with the regular, but jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, I think she'll be okay. The thing is that she's always at the front. What's up, Tear the Roots? Penalty to hit until she reaches level 5. Yeah, I know. I actually heard about that. That's okay, though. Because the thing is, can I give her like dual wheel doors? Yeah. But the thing about it is that she doesn't need to move quickly anyway. All she needs to do is be in front, absorbing damage. And with 25 AC, I want her to be the one that everyone is focusing on, frankly. So, okay, how we doing on this? 169. It's a tower shield. She just pulled open this door. That's how you do it if you're a special badass. If you're a particular badass, you hold a door. Okay. Now we do have to get some healing potions here. Alright. Got Cure Light Wounds. I won't be so badass ever. Okay, so we can get about 50, 100, 150. We can get 3 of these. I can probably sell one of these actually. Raised Dead, I don't want to sell that. Shocking Grasp, no. Chaos, Divine Favor. I'm gonna sell one of these. It's not gonna help very much though. Okay. These things I'm gonna need. Okay, 144. I like the 2 tower shield. Yeah, but I didn't need to there. I don't think. So okay, so he's got that, right? She needs... I am glad that even though they're not technically with you in the group at the moment while you're in camp, that you can at least get access to this, because otherwise it'd be a pain to do it after you're outside already. Okay. Right. Protection from chaos. Let's get that stuff like that. Okay. Dual wheel doors for when you need to cover both exits. The 2 tower shield. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so you've got a healing potion. You've got a healing potion. You've got 2 healing potions, and you should actually get some more stuff. Resist cold. I'm not going to need vanish here. Okay, she's got 2. She's got 2. Let's give her 1 more. Okay, good. Lovely. Cool. Diana. Yeah, she is definitely... Look at all the flasks on her belt, too. Man. No joke. Wait, why does he have... Wait a second. Oh, because he's fatigued. Okay, because I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Alright. Now we should be able to rest, I think. And actually, I want to find Harem and talk to him also. He's the one person that I did not talk to yet, and I want to do that. So let's have him...
Adventures can wait.
Can't find the bag of holding. He doesn't have it here. Oh, my boy Jihad Kavkin. I forgot he was here. Okay. Tell me about the visions that led you to the Temple of the Elk.
That's why I'm here.
What do you want from me?
Find the Temple of the Elk. I've pieced together its location from what I can remember of my visions. I have a rough idea of where to look for the sanctuary, somewhere in the North Nile marshes. However, I don't possess the strength to walk this path myself. Do not reject my plea, good traveler, and I'll repay you as best I can. In these dark times, people rarely help each other without compensation. May Elastil forgive us all. But I am sure my healing abilities will be useful to you. How may I serve you?
Tell me about yourself, Jihad.
What exactly would you like to know?
Tell me about your past.
My story? Why not? You deserve to know it. I am a priest of Erastil, and Galt is my homeland. You can imagine what it's like following the teachings of the Stag God in a realm torn by discord and strife. Rebellion and suspicion are the pillars of Galt. Led by Erastil, I tried to guide my flock to embrace tranquility and balance and guard them from hasty judgment, until I fell from grace myself. Foolish, foolish old Jod. My misdeeds cast a shadow over my life and service. In search of redemption and a balm for my soul, I took to the road. I had come nearly to despair when Erastil sent me a vision of the Temple of the Elk. I knew that very moment that the Stag God had shown me the way to redemption.
I'm a little troubled that a religious figure is named Jihad. Just saying. What did you do to anger Erastil?
Well, if you truly wish to know...
That's why I asked.
I'll have to start from a long time back.
Okay.
Werewolves preyed upon the lands around my village. They murdered people for fun or sport and left the corpses to rot on the roads. One night, they broke into a young woman's house and dragged her into the streets.
Thank you, Waterman670. Welcome to GOG.
One evening, a traveler came to our tavern, tattered and dirty from days on the road, like so many others roaming Galt. He sat quietly in the corner of the tavern, drinking cheap ale, and in an instant, I knew he was a werewolf. I felt it in my soul. It was like Erastil himself had whispered it into my ear.
I like that Jihad smiles, but his eyes are dead as stones.
Led by Providence, I left to gather my flock, and we surrounded the tavern. The retribution was swift. However, I was tragically mistaken. The young man was no werewolf. He was a bandit, sent to spy on the village by one of the local gangs. We only found out after, when we went through his things.
You should have... Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, but you heard... I know, Dialot, but you heard the way that he pronounced it. You heard the way he just pronounced it. But I know, I agree with you. I agree with both of you, but he is pronouncing it Jihad. Like Jihad, as opposed to just Jod. I'm personally willing to go with Jod, as in someone from Kneel Before Jod. Kneel Before Jod. You should have stayed your hand and discovered the truth before you acted.
Indeed. I remind myself of this every day when I awaken, and again when I go to sleep. I who admonished my fellow citizens.
Well, just knowledgeable of it, I guess.
And the transgressions they made. But then I myself. Whatever the case, I knew Erastil was no longer pleased with me. It was terrifying. Imagine how my mind raced when here in the Stolen Lands I heard the voice of the Stag God once again. He gave me another chance at service to atone for my guilt. Now I have regained hope, and that very hope is my most precious possession.
It's nice. The voice acting with this guy is pretty good. The voice acting, I think, is up and down. I'm not crazy about Amiri's voice actor, but the voice acting for Lindsay's pretty good, and I think the voice acting for Jod here is as well. What can you tell me about your homeland, Galt?
For some, it is a land of freedom, where power belongs to the people, not to lords or kings. For others, it's a land of never-ending revolution, a realm surrendered to anarchy. It depends on who you ask. For me, I found Galt a violent place. Crowds eager to lynch a stranger for that accent or appearance, where a single word uttered at the wrong time or place can spark the people to riot and cities to burn.
Well, damn.
For me, it is a place inhabited by the frightened and the desperate, always suspicious, watchful of trickery. All too often they are deaf to the voice of reason. They cannot grasp that chaos and lawlessness lead only to yet more
What's up,
chaos
Dango?
and lawlessness. All my life I've tried to break through to these poor people, but alas, I don't seem to have made much progress.
Damn.
As you wish.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Erastil. Don't forget, everybody, that in a little over an hour, Dango Kitty and Lovelust Games will be joining you for some Staxel, if I got that pronounced properly. So that'll be the deal. Drawing sub-badges. I'm gathering quests together and getting ready to head out and take out some bandits. Tell me about Erastil.
Of course. It would be my pleasure. Erastil is one of the eldest gods of Golarion.
Cool.
His faith emerged when the first people appeared upon the land. Erastil helped our ancestors cultivate the land. And
Thank you.
Even now, his blessing lies with those who uphold the old traditions and keep to simpler ways, far from civilization and the noise of the city.
I've always had respect for Erastil and his priests.
I see it more clearly every day. Erastil himself led me to meet you. Your keen spirit will serve you well.
Wait a moment, though. Cities have their strengths as well, don't they? Civilization fosters science, trade, and invention, and in that it often improves life for all of us.
Tell that to the peasant robbed of all he owns, spending his night in a gutter, hoping to live to see the sunrise. You won't see such things in a village.
Well, yeah, instead you'll just see this sort of provincial shunning of people based upon small-mindedness and pettiness. But you do have a point. Indeed, cities can be places of evil and wrongdoing.
I'm glad to hear you agree. These days, many are deaf to the wisdom of generations.
What does Erastil demand of his faithful?
The word demand does not befit the stag god. Honesty and friendship, loving families, merry weddings, and newborn children in their mother's arms, they bring a smile to Erastil's face. He loves his people and rewards them with fortunate hunts and plentiful harvests. But he has no temper for sloth and vanity. He never bestows gifts upon his faithful without first measuring their worthiness. We ourselves must win our daily bread, but the stag god comes to our aid in times of need and strife.
All right.
I'm happy to help.
How about a cleric? Aha! Okay. We got a bunch of scrolls. Scroll of Cure Light Wounds. Ooh, okay. Oh, man. I don't want to get rid of all of my gold, though. Okay. Lesser restoration scrolls will be useful down the line. Okay. There we go. Alright, I gotta find Harem. And talk to him, and then I gotta rest. And then it's time to go deal with some bandit stuff. Okay, Harem, you might be in here.
Due time.
There. There's Harem. Yeah. What? It's you, Arvin Eleron. Did I startle you? I'm sorry. Oh no, that doesn't matter. I was just contemplating the futility of existence and the worthlessness of the universe. The ways of greatest are great. My humble mortal mind cannot fully grasp them, but I do what I can. What's up, G-Pudding? How you doing, man? Tell me about your past. My life is divided into two parts. The first was filled with blind wandering, doubts, and attempts to serve Torag, father of creation, a stoic and serious dwarven god of the forge, protection, and strategy who values honor, planning, and well-made steel. He is an often distant deity, lending magical power to his clerics, but leaving his followers to make their own way through life, knowing that this will make them strong and determined. The second part began when I accepted Greatus, the god of the end times, a sentient and cruel moonlet that looks down upon the boneyard and waits for the last living soul to die. When Pharasma judges the last soul after the last living body dies on the material plane, Grotus will descend to the boneyard and move on to the material plane to clean up and pack the dust away for another reality. No one knows what Grotus is going to do once the last soul is judged, but it is generally accepted that it will not be pleasant. What exactly would you like to know? Where are you from? My life story began in Larad, a city of dwarven clerics and acolytes. They serve Torag and the other dwarven gods. Torag's brothers Angrad and Magrim, Torag's wife Folgrit, his daughter Bolka, his sons Grundanar, Coles and Trud, Torg's sister Drangvit, Vidi, Vici. Thank you, Furious Dom. I wouldn't be surprised if they built a temple to Torag's pet dog. Sorry, I let myself get carried away. Lurad is the second largest dwarven city in the Five Kings Mountains, tall and imposing peaks, rich with ore and iron bloom mushrooms. Heavily populated by dwarves, they are the largest center of dwarven culture on or beneath Golarion. High Helm, the largest dwarven city on Golarion, is located under one of its peaks. It's built up around numerous temple caverns which serve as places of worship for all the dwarven gods. Many pilgrims for every corner of Golarion come to Larad to pray to their gods. Some remain to live there. This city is simply imbued with faith. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a cleric, even though I've tried. It's no surprise, inspired by the aura of these dead cats, that I decided as a young boy to dedicate all my efforts to becoming a cleric of Torag. You once tried to serve Torag? Not just tried, it was a burning passion. I craved it by day and dreamt of it at night. You see, Arvanelleron, from my first days, I felt the presence of the god at my back. I heard his whispers and felt his power, though the nature of this power wasn't clear to me. I thought Torag himself was trying to speak to me, and I did all I could to understand his words. Oh, what a naive fool I was! I had no idea that Torag, that uncompromising, conceited god, glamorized by all dwarves, was capable of betrayal. He turned away from me, Arvanelleron. He left me in the hour when I put all my hopes in him and desperately needed his support. Torag is the god of craftsmanship, so every follower, especially the clerics, must smith their own suit of armor. The day when this work is finished is like the second birthday for a dwarf. He's newly born in the eyes of Torag. My second birthday never came. I couldn't make armor, not even a sword, not even a simple nail. My hammer smashed my fingers and fell on my feet. Molten iron burned my hands. The clerics laughed as they healed me. They used to say I was cursed by Torag. So finally I gave up any attempt to please the betrayer god. I know, right? But that's actually an expression, though, Erdenel. Even if Torag really has rejected you, is that enough reason to leave your homeland? You don't know much about dwarves. How can a dwarf cursed by Torag go on living in a city where every single soul bows to Torag? I was alone, disgraced, humiliated, insulted. I was trying to drown my sorrows in drink, but even the owner of the cheapest pub on the road would laugh at me while he put those mugs in front of me. I couldn't take it any longer. I wanted everything to end. But there was one thing that kept me going and prevented me from ending my life. I could still hear that divine whisper behind my back. It was yet faint. It took a long time before I could hear it clearly. But having heard it once, I could never forget it. It was clear that none of Larad's deities favored me, so I left the Five Kings Mountains and went out searching. Oh, well, Sir Dialot, I have a background in public speaking, and I teach and speak in public for a living. And I have to do a lot of speaking at conventions and conferences and the like, so I guess I'm kind of used to it. And I read all the time, so I love the lore of these things. So I didn't think dwarves ever worshipped Kratos. How did you learn about him? Oh, but that blessed day became the beginning of a new life. Alone and abandoned by all, I spent many dull hours in a filthy tavern by the roadside. I don't recall the town nor even the country. I had no money. In fact, all I had was a hunk of stale bread. I was weary and almost fainting from hunger. And that was the moment when the whisper from my god became more clear. It was like he was calling me. At last my sufferings had come to an end. It was a miracle, Arvanelleron, and I had paid full price for it with my torments. You're trying to get better at reading aloud, keep flubbing my words. Well, a lot of it is just practice. Honestly, a lot of it is just practice, and a lot of it is remembering that people have a tendency to speak in public too quickly. When they really slow down, they think that in really slowing down, I just noticed the shadow, by the way, on the side of the tavern. That's awesome. But they think that when they slow down that it's painfully slow. Like they think they hear them being like, no, you know, like Treebeard, like an ent or something. But that's not actually the case. You almost always are speaking faster than it sounds to you like you're speaking. So slowing down definitely helps just to give your, you know, mind a chance to catch up with the rest of your mouth, basically. I couldn't control myself. I walked out of the tavern and straight into the nearest forest. Well, and that's the other thing, Sir Dialot, a lot. I mean, also, I am a native English speaker. So if I were trying to speak in, God help me, German or Italian or French or something, I would, you know. So you got a disadvantage when trying to read English that I'm just fortunate enough not to have because I haven't been a native English speaker. The power of Lord of the Rings on audio. Yeah, for sure, Knerson. Actually, Newcern, I believe. Several figures... Oh, actually, wait. Araden, the Lost God. Okay. Several figures clad in robes were holding a silent service there. A service to a god I knew nothing of. None minded when I stood beside them. For the first time in my life, I felt myself at home. My new brothers told me they were clerics of Gratus, the god of end times. They were traveling around Galarian, spreading the teachings of Grotus despite all the persecution, contempt, and misjudgment they received from others. I gladly shared this burden with them, for now I knew whose voice had whispered to me through all those years. Wait, so you couldn't make even a simple nail, and you blame Torag? Are you suggesting that my problem was not a curse, just my own inability to work with metal? Yes. Yes, I am suggesting that. Or maybe you're saying that I was just too lazy? You're a fool if you think so. An ignorant fool. Have you ever met a dwarf who cannot handle a smith's hammer? Even our children craft knives. No, no, no. Torag is the cause of my sufferings. The betrayer god deliberately cursed me just to make a laughingstock of me. But I won't let myself to get angry at you, Arvanelleron, even if it means adding an extra 2 where you don't need one in the sentence. You're an ignorant and blind soul, and my aim is to guide you through this dying world that marches towards its end. I will open your eyes or die trying. Grotus will be pleased by either outcome. Okay. He's got some abandonment issues, yeah, right? I don't think it's... Yeah, Torag, I believe. Tell me about dwarves. Most dwarves are self-satisfied, stubborn fools serving Torag. They don't deserve my good attitude. But you can ask what you want to know. I'll try to answer. What about the 5 kingdoms? The Dwarven Kingdom, yes. Well, it's to the south from here. It survived many trials, and there will be more yet to come. There is no unity among the dwarves, Arvanelleron. The 5 kings rule over our people. They sit on the thrones of the 5 greatest cities, and with every passing day it grows harder for them to come to any agreement. The only thing uniting the 5 kings' mountains is the sky citadel of Highhelm, the great dwarven fortress at the mountain's heart. Have the dwarves always lived in the surface? Oh no. Aeons ago, all dwarves lived deep beneath the surface, and they did rather well, judging by the historic records. They built fortresses befitting noble dwarves. But our restless god Torag sent us a prophecy, the quest for the sky, ancient dwarven migration to the surface of Galarian from their original homes in the Darklands. He ordered all the dwarves to abandon their fortresses and press upwards. Thank you, Ovanul, for following GOG.com, to show their beards to the sun, as they say. This journey was long and bloody. Many dwarves perished on the way. Others turned back, keeping to their ancient strongholds, eventually to turn into evil Duragar, grey dwarves. But those who survived reached the surface and founded the Sky Citadels, the most glorious cities in dwarven history. The Sky Citadels are the peaks of creation, glorious cities built by the ancient dwarves who'd finally reached the surface after many hardships, performing the final labor in their quest for the sky on the surface of Galarian. They are steadfast, tall, magnificent. They are beautiful. I go to show my beard to the sun. Exactly. I was about to say the Team Citadels. Team Citadel, hashtag Team Citadel. The 10 citadels were built by dwarves, but we've managed to keep only a few. The citadels crumbled, and the orcs, sworn enemies of our people, trampled their blessed streets and ruined the gorgeous palaces of the ancient kings. These were heavy losses, and a disgrace to our people, Arven Eleron. High Helm is the jewel of the citadels that remain. It is located in the heart of the mountains, and the heart of every dwarf. Yes, yes, my heart too. There is a dwarven saying that if an enemy reaches High Helm, every dwarf from all the corners of the world will come to defend it. I'll be there too, but not to help the citadel's defenders. I'd be there to witness the fall of our people with my own eyes and mourn it. I would fall upon the cold stone and raise my final prayer to Grotus. I'm thinking about this character. Who's the character in the first Pillars of Eternity that's constantly yelling about being consumed by flame? And he's also a religious figure, but he's always about, like, he's scarred and everything. I can't remember his name. But for some reason, something about this guy. Durance, yes. Durance. I wonder what would happen if Durance got together with Harrim. Like, you will all die. Shut up. The queen will destroy you. You will die soon. You will be consumed in the flame. No. Thank you, Aubergina. His voice acting's fairly easy because he's got this kind of low Eeyore-style voice. I'd like to talk about your god, Grotus. You wish to learn about Grotus? Yes, of course. I will answer anything you ask. What are Grotus's teachings about in a nutshell? We're all doomed! No. Grotus is the end of all that exists. Look around, Arven Eleron. Hello, Chrono Travis. What do you see? Look again and realize that everything will be destroyed. Our clothing and our armor will turn to dust. The walls of the palaces will crumble into ruins. The trees will fall. And all will come to darkness. And our city to ruin. No. And you and I will die much sooner than that. Grotus is a timeless watcher. He's been locked. That's right, I said it. He's been locked away by Pharasma, the goddess of rebirth. From her boneyard, sometimes referred to as purgatory, a neutral plane where the souls of dead mortals from the material plane are judged by the goddess Pharasma, he watches over the world, knowing the time for the final reaping shall come. He is the bloated moon hanging in the sky. He is the harbinger of the last days. He is the one who will stay when all the others are gone. Pharasma has Grotus locked in her boneyard, so she's stronger than Grotus? Of course she is stronger, for now. Grotus is weaker than Pharasma, and many other gods. I would be a tool if I... He would be a tool. I would be a fool also if I tried to claim otherwise. If Grotus were stronger, the end times would already have come, wouldn't they? But the powers of other gods fade away. They dissolve slowly, a grain in a century. Grotus collects those grains and waits. He doesn't need to hurry. He knows that his time shall come. Yeah, exactly, Ardennell. Usually clerics can speak with their gods. What does Grotus say to you? What is his will? Grotus doesn't speak to his clerics. Actually, Grotus doesn't need any clerics. He only allows his whispers to be heard, and only by those who are dying to hear them. Exactly, look at there. His words are unclear, but they call to you. His voice comes with the soft rustle of fallen leaves, with the woeful wailing wind at the mountain pass, with the roar of the raging blizzard, and it calls you to strike out on the road. Onwards, always onwards, over the pass, over the bridge, and further along, over the river and far away, to grandmother's house we go. Up ahead where the edge of a grey robe flashed and a candle sputtered for the last time before dying. Onwards, always onwards, until your feet can no longer carry you. Let me ask you, what do you think about Grotus? It was interesting to learn about him, no more, no less. I'll be glad to talk with you about Grotus any time, Arven Eleron. After all, that's why I travel in your company. Oh yeah? I haven't even run into... I'm not even there, Aubergina, so I'm getting there. Have you ever regretted your decision to abandon Torag and start worshipping Grotus instead? Your question might seem offensive, Arven Eleron, but I am not offended. I realize you ask it because you wish to learn more about Grotus. Torag betrayed me, Arven Eleron. All he's ever done was look down with contempt on all my futile efforts to please him. I crafted armor plates, but they fell apart with a single strike of a fist. I smit swords, but they broke at the hilt. Torag's priests used to say that such failures were the curse of their uncompromising deity. It was Grotus who opened my eyes. He showed me that failure is a manifestation of his will. The end time is near, Arvanelleron, and every failure is just another step towards it. Torag's curse is only half the reason for my failure. The other half is the blessing of Grotus, which I have borne from early childhood. So the short answer to your question is, no, I've never regretted opening my soul to Grotus. From what I've heard, Grotus doesn't spare the minds of his clerics. They all go insane eventually. Is that true? Ha! Who told you that? I'd like to look that slender in the eye. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! You see, Arvanelleron, sanity is quite a relative concept. Each of us is certain that he's the sanest creature in the world. Meanwhile, we periodically doubt the sanity of others. So what exactly, Dango? Well, we got a lot of people in chat today, so the big ups to the lurkers. So what happens if 2 or 3 people claim that someone else is insane? Does that make it true? Perhaps the accusers have lost their minds themselves. As we know, someone who is insane never tries to claim that everyone else is insane. That's not reality. The longer a cleric listens to the whispers of Grotus, the better he comprehends the essence of his designs, and the deeper his understanding becomes. When enlightenment comes, the mind of a cleric ascends to a new level of understanding, which is inaccessible to simpler souls. Is it insanity? This is for you to decide, Arvanelleron. My decision was made long ago. When I reach enlightenment, I will accept it with joy and delight. Honestly, that's just too much. You're a funny dwarf and you have your peculiarities, but to go insane voluntarily? I wish I had another choice. I don't want to say your eagerness. You should give it up before it's too late. Can't you understand? That's precisely what I want. For it to be too late. Thanks for the conversation. We'll talk later. I'll be happy to continue our conversation later. Until then, farewell. 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 Whew. Flashbacks to the old animated Christmas movies. Exactly. Yeah, what is it? Heat Miser? He's Mr. Heat Miser. Okay, now I need to get some rest.
I'm there.
I'm there. Oh, wait, whoa. I talked to you already. Goodbye. LeChuck. Actually, there's, on my channel, I played Trails in the Sky, and there's a guy, I forget his name. Oh, gosh. But he's this guy who does that all the time, like, he does one of those, like, Jim Carrey type laughs. Okay. Time to sleep. Alright, how we doing now? Hey, our strength is back to normal there. There we go. And now she's only got medium encumbrance. Yeah. There we go.
Do what I must.
The sane. He declared everyone else was insane. Yep. I'll buy it, Almadden. I would buy that for sure. Alright, folks. Good. So we're going to save it here. And then we are going to head out and do this dire boar quest, I think. We're going to see how that goes. So we've got that also, and we want a Miri to kill Tuskcutter, so I'm going to do that. Then and that'll also solve that problem. And then finding the Temple of the Elk, we'll take a look at that. And then we'll see about heading off to try to find that hut that I'm supposed to go to. So
I'm off.
I'm off. I'm also going the wrong way. Alright, fortunately this... I will dramatically go the other direction as if it was all part of my plan. Oh, both ways are exits? I choose south. It is my destiny. It is my current group I accept. Okay. So we've got this waterlogged lowland. Fangberry Cave I can't do yet. No. Alright. I need to find... It's an ancient tomb. Thorn Ford. Old Sycamore. Oh, that's Tuscutter's lair? Oh, damn. Alright, well then we're going to hit up the lowland and then we'll go to Tuscutter's lair. Shoot. Let's travel. Does it have the location named? Can you, like, toggle? Oh, I didn't even notice that toggle. Someone else mentioned that to me, too. Sorry, Draco. Yeah, I'll put it on in a second. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Nice. Nice. I totally didn't see that. My bad. Why would that not be on by default? Shouldn't that be on by default? Anyway. Yeah, thank you. I didn't even realize. To Tuscutter. Yeah, I don't know why that's not on by default. That's awesome. What? Okay. Yes, I do. We walked across the heath for a long time, yet no sight sprang up before our eyes. By turns, we discovered a verdant lowland with several near-about springs streaming down behind another hillside. And then in the distance, in the center of the lowland among the bush, there stood a single dry tree, a true giant. Its magnificent outline resembled an animal's paw clawing at the sky. But what was truly remarkable, the flat landscape was dotted by mysterious dark humps. They were piled about the height of a man and scattered around in abundance. We determined that we should explore the lowland. The further we trekked, the softer the land became. Step by step, heathgrass gave way to moss, low-growing shrubs and ferns, and then sloshy puddles of stinky swamp water. The muddy ground sucked at our feet, and soon our party was jumping from hassock to hassock. Finally, we reached the first group of mysterious humps, and learned they were no mere hills, but dugout dwellings. We moved with great care towards the center of the lowland, and there the real swamp began. On the way toward the mysterious giant tree, we saw the foggy outline of another hut, this one much bigger, and surrounded by small clay statues. Inside, the dugouts were frowsy and dark, darker than holes, and filled with absolute desolation. There were no windows in these mud walls, no furniture or other homely items except for the odd piece of tattered wicker. But every dwelling had a large hollow dug right in the center of the dirt floor like a fire pit, but taking up the greater part of the space. They were filled with standing water and reeked beyond description. Standing one behind another and tied together with a rope, we continued on our journey. We walked slowly, carefully choosing our way, keeping to drier ground as much as possible. But the further we went, the more difficult it became, and soon we were wading waist-deep through the cattails. Frogs croaked loudly as we peered anxiously into the cloudy water, struggling to make out what shadows flitted along the bottom. We often stumbled and lost our balance, but our trusty rope and the aid of our friends saved us from being lost to the bog. The insatiable bog gurgled hungrily after us, but we didn't look back. Sodden and weary, we finally made it back to solid ground, and a palace of sorts rose before our eyes. A spacious hut made of mud like the rest, but decorated with pebbles, bones, cattail spikes, and snail shells. In front of the palace was a wide and shallow reservoir. Its green water reflected the leaves of huge ferns and primitive clay figurines. The buzzing of gnats was nearly deafening. We were not far to the center of the swamp, and a firm and steady path led there through the thick bushes. At its end, that tall, dry tree stretched mightily upward, clawing at the firmament. We carefully examined the clay figurines, trying to fathom who they might portray. Goggle eyes, flat heads with no necks, ears, or chins, ugly long legs unnaturally bent, these sculptures could only be the work of boggards. Primitive, cruel boggart tribes had inhabited the swamps of Garand and Avestan since the olden days. Pitiless to others and to each other, they were led by the darker instincts of their insane priest kings. They are known to grow young fry in the pools inside the houses. We peeked inside the hut. The palace was twice the height of other huts, and its entrance was wide enough that 3 could walk abreast. The walls were decorated. Thank you for the follow, Arid. An unknown builder had scratched drawings in the clay while it was still wet. The faded scrawl depicted huge amphibians devouring smaller figures, some frog-headed, others not. 3 of the 4 rooms boasted large holes filled with water, just like the other dwellings, though here there were steps descending into them, cut into the dirt. In the furthest room, we found equipment decorating the walls: leather armor, spears, clubs. To our surprise, a number of items were well preserved. The hut was clearly deserted, so we felt no shame in taking some of it with us. We moved forward, seeing we'd drawn so near our goal. Well, what's up? That's a good question, Gross. It was ever so lovely to walk once again along the well-trodden path. Our soaked clothes imagined being dry, and our mood at once lifted. The bushes that bordered the path seemed to wave at us amiably with their juicy green leaves and shiny bright red berries. A fresh wind puffed away the rotten smell, and it finally felt like the swamp might be nearly behind us. But then the wind stopped blowing, and the thorny branches continued to move, and we heard a loud shout. Haram, who was watching our rear, pointed to a surging, crawling wall of green filling in the path behind us. Oh crap. The surrounding thicket was coming to life. Its branches reached out with a soft, swishing sound. Drops of sap oozed from their thorns, gleaming in the emerald dust. The path was disappearing. There was no way back, and the clear space ahead was closing. Okay, mobility 16 plus 8. Clearly this one. We ran forward as fast as our legs could carry us, flying towards the closing passage. God damn it. Alas, we were not quick enough. Green walls closed in around us. Branches grabbed at our sleeves, wicked thorns scratched our hands, and our faces burned with acidic sap. Roots tangled our feet, and our blood fell on the leaves, but with great effort we broke away at last from the grasping green. Finally, after what seemed an endless trek, we came upon the gigantic dry tree that had so intrigued us from the beginning. Lo and behold, we saw an idol cut in its trunk, a huge horned three-eyed toad. Its googly eyes made it look both cruel and dumb, almost idiotic. Its muzzle hung half-open, sharp-toothed, with several hanging tongues. Deep brown streaks oozed from the corners of its mouth. We tried to glean what sort of idol it might be. There could be no doubt. This was Gogunta, a demon lord of fetid swamps, serving as the sole goddess of the swamp-dwelling boggards. Gogunta appears as a frog with many heads and even more eyes and tongues. Boggards portray her as a huge queen of their kind. Master of the great swamp and the demon abyss. But what is this? While we were examining the idol, a large bright blue dragonfly came out of a hollow in the tree and sat invitingly on the very tip of one of our noses. It was so remarkably strange. It didn't react to our movements and seemed quite content to remain where it sat. The idol reeked of evil, to say the least. Clearly we could not leave such an obscenity unscathed. We drew our swords and slashed at the wooden face, and from it oozed black, sticky blood. We heard a great clap of thunder, and a thick fog arose from nowhere. The birds screamed furiously. More thunder soon followed, and with each strike the sky grew darker and darker. Soon we couldn't see the sun through the fog. The air shuddered again, but was it still thunder or the creaky voice of the monstrous toad? Still our iron blades dug deep into the blood-soaked wood, and at last the idol was smashed into splinters. The fog cleared away and silence descended. Suddenly we realized that every frog in the swamp had gone quiet. We turned almost with a sigh of relief and saw that the flesh-eating bush had withered away. Satisfied with the job well done, we returned to where we'd come from. Alright. Not bad. Not so happy about the fact that we got injured, but other than that, pretty good. Cursed? Why is my alignment shifting to lawful good? I'm neutral good. Oh, towards lawful good. Okay, that's fine. Curse of feeble body. Wow. Alright, so I've got to go get that healed up. That's frustrating. Now, wait a sec. I'm neutral. Wait a second now. So, for restoration, which actually, wait. Let's remove sickness. It's a level 2 spell. Yeah, well, the problem is, would Lesser Restoration handle this? Would Lesser Restoration manage this? Because the problem I'm having is, I mean, if I'm not going to be able to, I mean, I can't do that. I can't live with that for, like, another 2 levels. So, or 3 levels. There are potions and scrolls. You could probably buy some from Jihad. From Jod. More travel. Alright, we'll see. I could always reload it.
Adventures can wait.
Alright, let's see how expensive... I'm worried that these are really expensive, though. But we'll find out. Here's remove curse scrolls. I'm just worried about the... I'm just worried that they're expensive, though, but we'll find out. Yeah, I got it. I'm on it. I still feel like that was a good thing to do, honestly. To buy a remove enchantment scroll. Okay. I still feel like that's a good thing to do, but... Goes for the whole team. Wow, it's expensive. Remove curse. 375 gold. Good God. Oh, wait, there's only 2 of them who were cursed. No, they're all cursed. God damn it. It's going to cost me almost 1,800 gold to do this. No, I think remove curse, right? Not break enchantment. Break enchantment, I don't... Oh, you're saying break enchantment. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Okay, that's 1,100 gold. That's better. I see what you're saying. Okay. It's still expensive, though. God, man. That is so pricey. I don't... Yeah, I'm going to reload it then. I can't drop that kind of money right now. So I'll reload it. It's too bad. Ugh. That is expensive. Alright, so never mind that waterlogged lowland. I'll deal with that later. Yeah, I mean, I'll worry about that money later. But in the meantime, I'm not... I mean, it's not... I literally don't have the money right now. So in the meantime, I'm not going to worry about it because I just don't... You know, it doesn't make any sense to me that I... Yeah. Yeah, when I get the money, I'll go back and do that. I'll go back and do the Lowland thing later, but I just can't... I can't do that right now. I can't... I especially can't if I'm going to go off and do this. I can't for 2 levels have -2 con to everybody. Oh, we got a spitting giant centipede. All right, well...
This will hurt!
Here I am. See.
Let's have you rage.
Give the order.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Valerie, I wanted you to actually charge. So if you could do that, that'd be great. Harem, please get the hell out of there. Jerk.
You should have run!
Alright, there we go. Okay, not too bad. I don't have any conditions. Nothing really happens. That was pretty good. Can't complain. Lovely. What's up, Dark Phoenix? I have not run into... they've fixed a lot of bugs. There are still a number which remain, but my understanding is that a lot of the big ones don't happen until Chapter 4. They are already up to 1.07 on the patch, which I just did tonight. So, also, what's up, Thork? How you doing, man? So I would say that this is in decent shape to play, but if you're going to be rushing through it, then you'll hit them eventually. But again, they're speeding it up pretty fast. So, yes, I did hear about that, Thorg. Not sure what to make of that. I think I saw you mention in Discord. Yeah, this is 1.07, Grumparis. Okay. Oh, for the love of God. No, I just want you to go... Thank you. Okay. I want to go left.
Adventures can wait.
Really hope I can go left. Left?
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Yes, we'll rest. Oh, yes, and I was doing Divinity Original Sin 2 also. God damn it. Excellent recipe. Okay, good. Yeah, I actually did know that, Draco. Yeah. No, I do not. Not yet, anyway. What we got? Ooh, what have we here? Hey, you! Stop right there! Kalana, look at this one. Will he do? This one? I suppose. But I don't like his snout. Listen, you tramps. We're from the Technic League. What the hell is the Technic League? A group of arcanists and other lore seekers obsessed with unlocking the mysteries of the Silver Mount, an ancient alien artifact that crashed long ago near the Numerian capital city of Starfall. Through their indirect control over the nation's ruler, the Black Sovereign Kevoth Kull, the Technic League also has strong influences over the laws, policies, and economy of Numeria. Our slave died, and we need a replacement. One of you will be coming with us. Let's see. The rest of you are free to go. I advise against resistance. It would be a quick trick to kill every one of you. Choose now the one you will give. What? One very serious organization from Numeria. People with whom you'd better not start a fight, and who you better not follow with foolish questions. No negotiations with slaveries. Okay, this is a lot, and I am concerned about that.
Repent.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will need you to rage. And go. Ow. Ooh, hey! So they're not going to be happy that I crossed paths with them, but... Okay, This is normal difficulty. Numenera. Yeah, the tooltips thing, Dark Phoenix, yep. Bow, bow, bow. Oh, this is bad.
They go down!
I still got it.
Oh! I had it.
Your life ebbs low.
Okay.
Ouch! What a waste!
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Healing?
Lost.
God damn it.
This will hurt.
This won't kill you. Survive.
Crap.
I always survive.
Let us strike as one.
Damn it.
Bring it.
This guy is irritating me. Ow. God, man, stop.
Serves you right.
Jerk.
Protect me, please.
Okay. Did it. Woo, warm welcome from the League. A group from the Technic League, led by a woman named Kalana, attacked us and tried to take us as slaves. We fought them off, of course, but Kalana managed to escape. We can't let such dangerous people wander freely out there. We'll find their camp and kick their tails all the way back to Numeria. And we'll do that just as soon as we actually heal ourselves. Yeah, and by can't be easy, we mean shouldn't be possible, right? That's what we're actually referring to here. Alright. Okay. Now, we need to get... There's all of his healing potions, okay. Okay, also I want to check this bracers thing just here for quickly. I think I already tried this, but I want to make sure. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. These things don't stack, but I don't know whether it would stack on him. No, it doesn't. Fortunate. Not on her either, right? No. Okay, I gotta sell this then. So the good news, yeah, that's what I figured. The good news is that my party held up okay, except towards the end when it started getting a little problematic. Okay, what do we got? We got longsword. I'm not going to take any of this stuff that's worth, like, it's not worth the weight to cost ratio. Have any potions? Aha! What have we here? An S-stock. What the hell is an S-stock? Oh, it's an exotic proficiency. Ooh. S-stock +1, huh? 2 to 9. Martial proficiency. I can't use this either. No one can use this. That's right, it's a rapier. It's worth worth 600 gold though. So, remember I was just talking about the need for money, so that will really help. Pleased about that anyway. Alright, so we're going to have to deal with those guys later, but not right now. Okay, can I get to Tuskgutter's lair is the question. I don't think any of this is worth... Oh, except that. Except that, because 100 gold is pretty nice. Okay. The insidious henchmen of the ominous Technic League have disappeared into the thick wilderness of the mysterious stolen lands. But not for long. Soon we'd be upon them. First, though, we'd have to pick up the trail. To do that, we... World plus 9, try to find anyone who could have seen these despicable people. Plus 6. Plus 9. Plus 8, okay. Tried to find anyone who could have seen these despicable people. This wilderness only seems deserted at first glance. Wandering around the area, we met a few mushroom gatherers and hunters who told us where they'd seen our quarry. We hadn't discovered the exact position of their camp, but we were closing in. After this, we... Plus 6. Without searching for other ways to... Let's see. Try to understand, based on what we've seen, what kind of spell Kalana used to get away and where it could bring her. Fortunately, a spell is such an elusive thing. It can hardly be called a thing at all. No matter how hard we thought, we still had no idea what exactly she used. We had to find another way. Without searching for other ways to simplify our work, we followed the trail of the Technic League. The henchmen of the ominous Technic League are truly insidious, and the stolen lands a mysterious thicket. But true heroes think nothing of such things. We easily picked up the trail of those scoundrels and soon found their camp. Okay. So we've got Thornford. There's the Technic League encampment. Oh, alright. Well, it was up this way anyway, so... Alright, Technic League encampment and the Tuskgutter's lair. And then we can head up to the hut. That's basically the order of things that we're looking at right here. Whoa! Hey there! Blinded? Well, fortunately... Wow. They just did that. I am happy to say, fortunately, that I have a potion of remove blindness. Can I use this, please? Thank you. Glad I had that. Being an archer with a blind archer is not really optimal, you know. It's really not useful. Okay, I've got about 2 minutes left, so I'm just going to try to get to this encampment before I have to give way to... Yes, perfect. Before I have to give way to Lovelust and Dango Kitty. All right. All right, so we made it to the Technic League encampment. So we'll have to deal with these guys. Okay. These guys are all good. Lethal stance. Ba 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 ba. Okay. Just gonna jump forward and see what we've got here. Oh, man. That was pretty great. This place doesn't seem ominous at all.
In due time.
Place seems just fine. Very friendly.
What troubles you? Their sight betrays them. And so they walked on.
Slaves need food. We're still a long way from Numeria.
Grotus awaits us.
Well, crap.
Serves you right.
This may not work. Keep forgetting to summon my creatures. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do this fight. Let's see. And this.
I'm writing you out of our story.
Wow.
You deserve.
That's a lot of damage.
This will
Can you
hurt.
make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Let us strike as one.
Nice try. Damage, damage, damage.
Could be worse.
Oh, God.
There will be. Definitely will be.
Okay, that's bad. Okay.
Repent.
Wow. Kalana drops her weapons and raises her hands, which are covered in blood. Mercy, don't kill me! Hurry up, I gotta give way to the next people. The half-orc bares his fangs. Ragongar, that's how you talk now, wretch. I've wanted to do this for so long. Uh-oh. The half-elf puts her hand on his shoulder. Ragongar, come now, let her go. It's one thing to kill her in battle, but executing her unarmed? Why spoil the joy of being free? Octavia, are you out of your mind? This filth is from the Technic League. By her own hand she enchained us. And you want to forgive her? Do you think she'll thank you? Ha! She'll just gather another band and try to catch us again. Let's see. I will spare her life. Go back to Numeria. Get out of my sight, you filth. Thank the gods that my friends are so soft. Okay. You shouldn't have spared her life. On second thought, what difference does it make? Either way, she'll rot in the abyss. We're free! I can't believe it. Free as the birds in the sky. Phew, I gotta rush through this because I'm late. You have no idea how long we're gonna do this. And now for well. Oh, God. I don't have time for this now. Welcome to my group. Okay, awesome. Who are you? Who are all these people? I don't even know who you are. Who are you? Spellstrike, an orc magus. Who are these people? I'm not going to kill them too. I want to talk to them. Who the hell are you, guy? You're chaotic evil? No, 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 no. No, how do I get... How do I change them? I don't want to reload the fight. I just wanted to save it. God damn it. Ugh. All right. I'll deal with this off stream. Anyway, that's going to do it for me, folks. God bless America. Oh man! All right, I got to give way. I'm already going to be slightly late getting free from them. We will do more with this next week. I will redo that situation. But I got to get going. I hope everyone enjoyed this today as much as I did. I had a really good time. Really enjoying the game so far. For the most part, this was good stuff, and I hope you liked it as well. Please remember to follow this channel. Please remember to sub to GOG, and please check us out individually. Again, I will be in CanCon in Ottawa, Canada this weekend on Friday and Saturday, and I'll be streaming live from the hotel Friday night and Saturday on my channel some tabletop stuff, so please make sure to stop by and check that out. It will be awesome. But right now, please hang out here for Dango Kitty and Lovelust. They are going to be playing some awesome Staxel, so definitely check out the duo of disaster, the awesomeness that is Dango and Lovelust. As for me, I'll see all you wonderful people on my channel on Friday or next week back here for Pen and Pixels and more Pathfinder Kingmaker. Until then, much love. Hope everyone is well, and hope you enjoyed yourselves today. And I will check out all of you wonderful people soon. Bye for now.